In this last video, I wanted to quickly go over with you the rail cars that I would be using and the locomotive that I would be using on this layout, and I wanted to discuss the materials that these cars would be carrying and the materials that are that the mill received to make their final paper products. And then I thought I would show you a little video clip of a few of the freight cars that I have left from my last layout that I actually discovered in my mom's basement that I didn't know were there. So I'll show you those. And then I just wanted to show you some pictures of the cars, some pictures I found on Google, just so you have an idea of the cars that will be used on this layout. Also, it'll just be a quick video. So the cars that I'm going to be using on this layout are just going to be it's just going to be 4 different types of cars, just covered hoppers and cylindrical covered hoppers, and then 2 types of tankers, one to carry liquid sulfur and one for slurry, which is a product that they ship to the mill. And then just your standard 50-foot boxcars, both high roof and regular. Now, the train that is brought to the mill is mostly hazmat materials, so it's going to have to be arranged in a certain way. In real life, freight trains are arranged according to where they're going and the industries that they're going to, and then also what they're carrying. Hazmat cars can't be placed in certain areas in relation to other cars. Certain cars might be carrying, say, a load of pipes, and you can't have a load of pipes next to, say, a tanker car that's carrying a hazmat. So that's just one of the examples. There's a video that DJ's Trains has that talks briefly about hazmat cars and how they have to be arranged. He works for CSX, and he gives a really great example there. I'm going to actually probably reach out to him, and maybe he can help me out with learning a little bit about how these cars are arranged. I'm definitely going for realism in both the modeling of the layout and the operation, so I want to make sure everything is 110%. Now, the mill also, in 2010, the time that I'm going to be modeling, in 2010 the mill also received a variety of freight via truck, which I'll also model since it's important. So obviously they received pulpwood, various chemicals and supplies, recycled paper, and natural gas, which they use to power the mill. I think I mentioned that in the last video. So I'll be modeling those, and then of course what's shipped out is the final paper products. Madison Paper makes pulp, mechanical pulp, and paper and board products, and they're really well known for super calendared paper, and I believe, but I'm not 100%, I think super calendared paper is used for magazines and that sort of thing, and calendars and those sort of products, and they're really well known for that. These aren't important details, but I'm looking for authenticity here, so I wanted to do a lot of research on exactly how this operation was run. So let me show you some images that I have here of the cars that will be modeled, and then I'll show you a quick clip of a few of the freight cars that I have left over, and so you can check those out. So this here is just your standard covered hopper, and let's see, I can't remember here, we'll check it out. The covered hopper is going to be carrying the caustic soda, and again, I don't know exactly what these products are or what they do, but I'm going to be doing more research on that. So this is going to be carrying caustic soda, and then if we go here, this is one of two tanker cars. This one's going to be carrying the molten sulfur. Then you have your standard 50-foot rail boxcar. Madison Branch, I noticed, has a lot of these on it, the rail boxcars, and I actually like the look of these, and so I'm glad I'll be able to model some of these on the layout. And then this is a cylindrical hopper. I've never actually had one of these cars before, but this is This is the name I see frequently on the line, or did see frequently on the line. And the cylindrical hopper carries the sodium chlorate. And again, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'll continue to do some research. And then this last tanker here is for the limestone slurry. So there's a variety of hazmat materials this mill received, which again will determine the arrangement of the train. And I might have to change the operation that I've come up with so far according to how the train's going to be. So that's pretty much it for the cars. Before I show you the little video clip, I wanted to just show you the locomotive that Madison Branch used. I don't know if this is the exact one, but this is the type of locomotive. This is an EMD GP9, and they used one of these from the 70s up, and I see these actually on other parts of the Guilford rail system as well. They're still around. Nowadays they're in a different paint scheme, the Pan Am paint scheme. And the ST, if you're wondering, stands for Springfield Terminal, which is one of the railways that Guilford rail system merged with quite a long time ago. Around, I think, when they first opened, they went out and bought out a few different railroads around here and expanded Guilford rail system. So what I'm going to do is show you the video clip, and then we'll come back and just finish off a few details. So these are just some of the freight cars that I will be using. These are from my last layout, and I came across these in my parents' basement, and I'm glad I did. It'll save me a little bit of money on rolling stock. I just have a few. They're all your standard, 50-foot box cars, but they'll work. I have the Pan Am here, of course the Guilford rail system in white, and then I have Guilford rail system in black, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, and then as I mentioned in the pictures, the rail box cars. So I'll be getting a few more of these, especially probably a couple more of the Burlington Northern Santa Fe, and then I'm good, I think, on the other ones. These were actually barely used on the last layout. I got these right before I took the layout down, or well, before my parents took the layout down, because last time I had it was 3 or almost 4 years ago. And then this here is just the last truck that I have left from the layout, since I'm going to be also modeling the rail freight, or not the rail freight, but the truck freight that they're going to be delivering. I thought I could use this in the layout. Wasn't really planning on using any intermodal container trucks, but this will definitely do the trick for the layout to get me started and save me a few bucks in the long run. So I'm definitely glad that I have these, and I'll be weathering these to make them look like they've been used for quite a long time. So let's get back to the rest of the video. Okay, so welcome back. So those were just a few of the cars that I'll be using, and of course I don't have anything set up right now, so those are just going to be on the side, but I'm glad I found them. So I wanted to finish off this video by just talking about a few things that have changed. So in the last video, this was actually labeled as a Class 1 rail line. I did more research and realized that at this period, 2010, this was a Class 2 rail line, and I'm talking overall, like the overall Guilford rail system. And if we go down here, I have a map which shows this is around 2003, but I don't think it had changed drastically even up to 2010. But this just shows the area that Guilford rail system ran, parts of New York, Rotterdam, Mechanicville, and all that, and down here to New Haven, Connecticut, and as far as Macadam, Maine, and Bangor, Maine. Now the area that I'm modeling is right around here. It's not labeled. This could be it here, this little branch line, but it's right up here as we get up into Maine, and I'm located down here near Greenfield. But they've branched out quite a bit, and I'm sure they've even expanded now with Pan Am Railways. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. This is the last video of this designing series, so be sure to check out or stay tuned for more updates in the future as I begin to put together the bench work and the wiring, the track. So definitely check out those videos when they come out. Thanks for watching these videos. Be sure to leave a comment or ask me any questions that you have, and I'll be happy to answer them.